And we are back. More sci-fi, more Boston sci-fi, more Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival 51st edition. That's right. The Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival is America's oldest and grandest genre film festival, 51 years and counting. So if you're in this festival, you got to be good. And we have two excellent filmmakers with us who are going to tell us about their flights of the fantastical in this festival. Stimson, let's start with you up there in Canada. Tell us all about your film.
Well, this year's film is Wax Girl. This is about the lengths an artist will go to create the perfect picture. But to create the perfect picture, you need the perfect subject. And so this is about an artist who has had a wax model of a woman created to serve as the muse for his work. But because this is a sci-fi festival, it's definitely not what he was expecting.
I'm hearing springs of Pygmalion in the air, and one might find little Frankensteinian images
I
happen.
definitely lean the Pygmalion way. In fact, there is a whole bit of speech in that film about Pygmalion. So you know your references.
Well, there you go. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Now we're going to play my favorite party game, which is: Are you a genius on purpose or by accident? Uh, your plot sounds cool. It sounds like I said Frankensteinian, a little Pygmalion, etc. But it also sounds like a cautionary tale when we're looking at AI, when we're looking at uh, uh, even cosplay, even the notion of how far we can go into our fantastical worlds. Did you intend to have this darker meaning underneath this clever little piece?
Well, honestly, I'm a little surprised that I was involved in the sci-fi festival this year because I thought of Wax Girl as more of a horror film because it is definitely about the cautionary tale. As far as AI goes, at the time that I made the film, we had not yet discovered the specter that was looming over our heads. But yeah, that lined up sort of beautifully by accident, entirely by accident.
Well, so you're a genius on purpose and by accident because
Yes,
you have
just I'm a
to
genius for the wrong things entirely.
stick with genius.
Yeah.
Uh, really interesting in terms of making it a horror movie. Why do you say horror movie? What about it is horrific?
Well, I'm not going to go too far into spoilers, but to understand what I think every artist deep down is their own horror story because every artist is capable of doing truly horrific things in the name of their art. This is a horror story because it is about what an artist will do in the name of good art
Wow.
without even asking if his art's any good.
So there's a third parable in there, another cautionary tale, but for all of us artists.
I think of it
Really
as a cautionary tale for everybody who thinks that they are Quentin Tarantino and tries to write like Quentin Tarantino. Don't.
excellent. So why'd you do it? What sparked in you to create this?
Well, honestly, all my projects usually start in the same place. I get frustrated by something else and I want to express it. And the place that I tend to express things is writing, and film is my strongest area of writing. This was a subject that was on my mind. I had been thinking about Pygmalion, and this was a way that I wanted to explore the idea that I hadn't seen explored this particular way. One of the questions I think every filmmaker gets is what your inspirations are. I always feel like I have a difficult answer to that because usually my inspiration is the desire to do something I haven't seen.
I applaud you just on that. As you're describing this, it suddenly occurred to me you have yet another cautionary tale within this. We have the parable of cancel culture. Uh, we're also so afraid to step up to someone that we find interesting and chat with them that maybe more people will start creating their own.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing another parable within yours.
I
Okay,
always feel like the best response to a piece of art, if you don't like it, is to go make a better piece of art.
man after my own heart. When is this going up? When are we going to see this?
I haven't actually looked at the full schedule for the festival yet.
Okay. If film
So I
short
am.
or full length?
It is a short. It is in the shorts block.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please go to the listings of the film shorts at Boston Sci-Fi and find out all about this masterpiece of cautionary tales. Um, you can find it
Thank you.
at bostonscifi.com. You can hear about tickets, you can hear about other films, etc. So that's the place to go for it. And speaking of other films, Matt Wiatt, all the way down in Florida, I'm
Yes.
envious. Tell me all about your film.
Yes, my film is named Saber. It's a feature-length documentary that follows the world of competitive lightsaber dueling. I follow two athletes, all as they train for the World Championships in Vegas, and the community around them that forms with the community inside lightsaber dueling. It's a pretty fascinating story. It's a feature-length also.
Feature length documentary.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show my ignorance for a brief moment. Forgive me.
Yes.
There are lightsaber competitions.
There are actually a few different types of lightsaber competitions, from spinning to choreography. This one focuses on full combat. It's considered the MMA of sword fighting sports. Basically, you're in a ring, you have full pads, there's judges, and it's the first person to hit someone in a valid target area gets a point. And they do the judging. It's a pretty intense and crazy sport. They wear full fencing, full armor, and there's injuries, there's all types of things. It's a pretty cool world that I didn't even know existed.
Neither did I. Wow. It's fencing, but using the force. Wow.
Yes.
This is really. What do you think of it?
What do I think of it?
What do you
When
think?
I first saw it on TikTok, I was on TikTok and a guy came across my feed and I was like, what is this? And then I went into I direct messaged him and found out he lived an hour away from me. And he invited me to a meet. And I went to a meet, saw these people in full armor, fencing helmets, pads, in a ring, and they're having a competition. But what really moved me was the community that formed around them as they were fighting. And everyone just sort of it wasn't about the wins and losses, it was about the community they formed together. And I saw that and I was like, there's a story here. So I got to know Alec and Kat, who are the two people I feature in the documentary, and got to follow their stories and followed them as they trained and got ready for the World Championships in Vegas and went to Vegas and filmed them there. And it's a truly remarkable community and just an amazing sport that I didn't even know existed.
Wow. Wow. I think it's amazing. I always hear about Harry Potter things where all of a sudden everybody's a wizard, everybody's Gandalf. Not Gandalf is another obsession, but the Dumbledore. I always hear about. I always hear about that. I don't hear about the Star Wars community that way. And to hear, okay, I've always said that science fiction film and horror films are prophetic. That the nightmare of today is tomorrow's technology. If you look at flip phones and you watch an old episode of Star Trek, you could see where one came from the other.
Yes.
You think in the future now we're going to be, soldiers are going to be equipped with lightsabers?
If the technology is the biggest part, like it could happen. I'm sure some of you have seen those videos of the person that made the plasma lightsaber thing, and it's it's a it's a disaster waiting to happen because it can just cut through anything. You can't really duel with it. But I mean, in the future, who knows? I mean, 20 years ago, we didn't think AI would be where it is now. So who knows what the future will hold with technology for lightsabers. But what they fight with in the Saber Legion, which is what the community is called, is their polycarbonate blades. So they're made out of very, very hard plastic, and you can actually get bones broken with them. That's where they wear the full armor because they're hard plastic. I actually have one here, and it's just like hard plastic that they hit with. So it's a pretty crazy. And it's not, I don't know how in you are with lightsaber that are out there. There's some that are like LEDs that are throughout it. This is baselit, so there's a little LED light here that illuminates it here throughout the blade, and that's so you don't want a lot of electronics in it because they hit each other so hard with the blades, so it would
Wow.
break.
I have been clocking horror and science fiction I've written books on it. I've done television specials on it, etc. For nearly 50 years. And,
Hmm.
and every day there's something else that makes me say, wow. Uh,
It
I wait patiently for the day where I go, yeah, I've seen it before. Sorry, it's not coming. This is incredible. When is yours is a feature
it's
documentary?
a
It's gonna
feature length that's going to be on the Saturday the 14th at 1 p.m. That's the that'll be actually the world premiere, our first public screening ever of the film. So that's going to be Boston Sci-Fi's getting the world premiere of it.
That's great. Ladies and gentlemen, come to see Saber, the Boston Sci-Fi premiere, the world premiere of this amazing documentary. See it now so that when in the future we hear about soldiers being deployed with lightsabers, you were there when it was just a fantasy. Wow, that's incredible. Uh, it's very funny because you're both you both of your pieces somewhat the what was once fantasy is now becoming reality. So we're seeing a lot of that out there. Uh, Gents, I wish you both the best of luck with the films. Can't wait to see them. Matt, look forward to seeing you at the event. Stimson, sorry I can't see you in person, but I'm going to be sitting in that audience. Can't wait to see your film. Best of luck to both of you. Ladies and gentlemen, please look for me when you go to the Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival, the 51st edition. It's February 11th through the 16th at the Somerville Theater in Somerville, Massachusetts. BostonSciFi.com for tickets and other groovy information. Thank you, guys. All the best, and talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you.